Well, we after we got the frost off, we went over to have breakfast over at Sulphur Creek, which is a private airstrip on the chart, but really
it's not on GPS.
Yeah, nobody was asking for reservations once we got there, though. It was pretty easy, and there were a good number, about half a dozen, maybe even 8 airplanes in there.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
And a commercial charter operator came in and dropped some folks off
for breakfast, right?
Yeah.
Now, interesting, we flew over there, and the approach we flew at first, I think you'll see on the video, is we had the sunrise, but we flew right along a ridge and over a hump, and then turn around in a big valley, and then come back in on a longer approach, probably a 3-mile approach into it.
Are there already a few planes there?
And when we landed, we saw a Piper Super Cub come in.
Right. Piper Super Cub did it, and you know, like any good ball pilot, we saw Super Cub do it. So by God, we can do it.
Now, one thing about Sulphur Creek is how narrow it is. Very narrow runway.
Well, you saw me get off the left side of it there the first time we went in. Yeah. But there at Sulphur Creek, you know, the nose came up and obscured the runway, and then I've got a bad habit of being off the left side of the runway anyway. So you put those two things together. And
I think you got cured of that today, though.
You're off the side of the runway. You're off the side of the runway.
Well, I certainly learned that, you know, when I mean, that runway is probably as wide as a car track.
Yeah, it's probably just about as wide as the mall wheels.
I mean, you got, you know, put the left wheel on the left rut and the right wheel on the right rut. And if you don't hit those, you're off the runway.
Well, the fun thing about when you took off by yourself, several of the other pilots there for breakfast, they commented on how fast the mall took off.
Well, it was what, a couple hundred feet?
Yeah.
I mean, really, you know, how many airplanes can take off in a couple hundred feet? And climb, that, you know,
yeah,
I mean,
you were out of there. You were 50 feet high before you were probably 300-400 feet down.
Well, you can actually see on the video, you can see that the 206 that took off after me makes for much better video than the mall, because the 206 does this nice climb out and you can get a picture, whereas the mall was just, you know, straight up, and pretty soon you're just taking a picture of blue skies.